What's good? Shalom, Rainicorns. It's Ellie, the Empress here. So, the transparency. This is a bit of shadow work for me. A bit. Because it's like online social media stuff is seen, and most of my life is not there. It's mostly not seen. And considering that, people believe what they believe online versus getting to know an individual on a individual basis, and it's like real interesting. And so a lot of people pass a lot of judgment on me, and this is not like, oh well, this is that. No, I'm making certain statements. I've talked about certain situations before in a previous stream a couple years ago, but people don't get what they're talking about because they get all their experiences from other people online. So I'm sharing a story time, and y'all know how I am. Grab your popcorn because the way I communicate is hilarious. At the end of the day, though, a lot of people do not know what their experiences are because they're living either vicariously through people or they're passing judgment based on what people post online. Most people do not know what poly relationships are, just at all, to any extent. It's like people hear poly and just automatically think about orgies. Most of the time, it has nothing to do with that. What you're supposed to be doing in a poly relationship, most of the time, has nothing to do with sex. But because people are so carnal and they're so beast minded, instead of actually living in someone's divinity or godhood, it's like people just don't know how to think properly. The stuff I've been through had nothing to do with social media or the internet or nothing. I was at prom in high school. I was homeschooled, but we still had like activities with my dude, and he had two girls dancing. It was me and another girl. I'm like, hey, I know what this is. I'm chilling. I don't know if she knew all of it, but it was like we were vibing, right? I've been had all this stuff going on as a young person. So there was no online internet persona that I made up. I just am this way. And a lot of people live their internet persona as if that's who they are for real. And it's like, yeah, most people can't come on a camera and just be like, yeah, so this happened, and in authenticity. While being authentic, most individuals are not able to do what I'm doing right now. I can admit, yeah, this situation failed miserably because it was like too many people were being dishonest. The entire point of a polygynous or polygamous, polyamorous relationship is honesty. The entire basis is honesty. And if people haven't mastered monogamy properly, you can't be part of any sort of poly relationship. Free Thinker said, just got in. Peace. What's good? What's good? So, Nika said, wholeness, gods and goddesses. What's good? What's good? Gratitude, Nika, for being a trillionaire entity. Memberships are available on the channel if you guys would like to be a member as well. Free Thinker said, I think I get you. You can already be a certain way before displaying that on the net. Yeah. So I'm gonna flow with the story a little bit before I read y'all's comments too much, because this is one of those things. If you have not mastered monogamy, you cannot be in any sort of poly relationship. If you're going to cheat in a monogamous relationship, and cheating literally means going outside of your relationship to create another relationship with another person behind your partner's back, and it either involves romantic or sexual favors, you cannot be in a poly relationship. People cheat in their poly relationships. It's baffling to me. I didn't know that that existed. Well, I experienced it, but as time went on, I didn't think it existed in such a way at mass scale. People need to literally just stop fucking. Like, just stop doing that. If having multiple partners isn't going to satisfy you, you have a sex problem. You have a sex addiction. That's a whole different issue. At that point, you're not basing your relationships on the relationship itself, how the relationship is valued. It's just how much pussy, how much dick can you get? How much attention can you get even? So this is a learning experience from somebody who's been through it. I'm not finna lie to you and be like, oh, everything's always so perfect. And then like the lamest sentiment that people be saying is stuff like, if it's a three relationship with a dude and two females, they'll be like, three incomes are better than one. I'm like, that's the most retarded shit I done ever heard, because they're not talking about building a family business or having a family trust or having some sort of investment. They're not talking about that. They're literally talking about three people having jobs that they're working. That's dumb as shit. That's dumb as shit. If y'all don't have a business or some sort of investment plan that you're working on, don't say dumb shit like that. You don't need to be in a poly relationship at that point. That doesn't make any sense. Three of y'all should not be working a job. That doesn't make any sense. Like, people are so Americanized. When I say Americanized, I mean colonizer minded. Like, even white people don't do that. And we shouldn't compare ourselves to white people at all. But when they're in their poly relationships, for the most part, it's like you have the whole thing where it actually makes sense, where the guy is the breadwinner and then the women stay home. Even if it's not structured exactly that way, the women are supposed to help in whatever business or investment structure there is. It's not supposed to be folks going out to a 9 to 5 every day and children are going to school. If you're polygamous in any sort of way, your children should not even be going to public school. Like, if y'all got private schools, if you have a private tutor, if you got, other situations going on, Montessori schools, if your children have certain disabilities or they're physically impaired or something, they go to a special program. Like, that's very different. Very different. Otherwise, if you have, whether it's normally functioning or they're just neurodivergent and they just have like OCD, ADD, ADHD or whatever, your child needs to be homeschooled because you have the availability for it. There's a third person who could stay home with the child or children, whatever the case is. Most people who enter into poly relationships are selfish and horny. I've seen it happen too many times. Whether it's people who are influencers online or people who I don't want to even say knew personally, but it's just like people I would come across and they would have this idea of what a poly relationship is supposed to be. And it's like, it's not even like cool what they think it is. That's the issue. Because I'll be thinking empire, legacy, oh my gosh, power thruple, because instead of power couple, it's like whether it's three or more people, it's like power union. I'm thinking in my mind that folks are homeschooling. The home is like larger, obviously, because there's more people in it. So it's not necessarily luxury that I think about all the time, but it's that sort of vibe. But then you look at the people who can actually afford that shit. Why do athletes and like big name celebrities and big time business people still cheat on their spouses? It's retarded. It's literally a mental illness. They have sexual demons. They're just demons. Because what sense does it make for you to have to lie to your partner? Have to lie to your partners? Why would you do that? That doesn't make any sense. So, getting into the story, there was a period in time where me and the dude I was with at the time, we were experimenting with the whole poly thing. And for me, it was me noticing a few things. I was just like, okay, we have this situation going on in our relationship. I'm not saying that this is going to fix it, but it's like, I know how I am, and you're obviously the way that you are. Let's try this. So there's this one girl. She made it clear that she wanted me. And I'm not gay. So it was like one of those things where I'm like, I'm not tripping on it. But it's like, I was literally in a special. I'm like, I'm having fun right now. So it's like, it's not like I'm going to be in a relationship with them. And that's like me and her. It was literally like, by the way, these people still be watching my channel. That's the part that's crazy. I haven't talked to these people in years, but they be watching my social media as if like we're still cool or something. So if people find out the truth this way, I'm not sorry. Like, I'm not traumatized from that situation anymore. It's just, this is my life and my situation. So if I'm telling the story and then people are finding out information that they didn't know from years ago, it's your fault. for being dishonest. And that's my whole point. People shouldn't be dishonest in situations like these. So she was trying to be my girlfriend. And like I was with it. I was cool with it. Cause it's like I'm not, as far as like the sexual stuff, I'm not vibing with it. But it's like I'll have a girlfriend though. I'll have a companion. I don't mind doing like the playful stuff and everything like that. I'm not fucking you though. That's my whole thing. It's like when it comes to females, it's like I would never be in a relationship with a female on my own. I've been single without a man for a while. So now that things are changing in my life, it's like during that whole time period, I wasn't finna go to a female because I was lonely. I wasn't lonely at all. But it's like, would I just go to a female because it's like, oh, men this and men that? No, not at all. I shadow work. I'm too toxic. I couldn't be in a relationship with a female. Like, I can't do nothing with you. With a dude, I know I can do certain things with dudes. I know that for a fact. I can't do nothing with a female. I will be so toxic. Like, I don't want to give this example, but it's just like I look. That's why I'm clear on my shadows. This be the thing that I don't be getting about dudes. Y'all know for a fact y'all don't be having good intentions for female. Like poly or not, y'all do not have good intentions for females when y'all get in relationships with them a lot of time. So me knowing that I pull both females and niggas, I intentionally stay away from females because I know I will hurt their feelings. I would dog a female out because it's like I can use you for money. It's like we do a little thing, not start a business like a real legit business, but it's like I like the legacy does not work in lesbian relationships. The way that legacies work, as far as the structure, it does not work in lesbian relationships. That's science. It's not a thing to be confused about. I'm not here to talk about identity. You do what you want to do. Nothing against LGBTQIA plus community at all. I just know for a fact I'm too toxic because I wouldn't just have a lesbian companion. That's a waste of time to me. If I'm going to be in a romantic relationship with somebody, I have to build something. I don't want to build a business and that be the only thing that we have. I have other, it's a whole other thing going on. So if I can't build a family with you in a traditional format, I'm going to be toxic. That's why I be like, what you do to get into relationships, y'all choose to be toxic because I know what it's like. Look at my birth chart. I'm a whole nigga. Look, I know how y'all think in a lot of ways, but y'all still choose to like hurt women. That's the part that I don't get. But because I am a female and I know how much that would hurt, it's probably just because y'all wouldn't know how much it hurts. Y'all don't know how much it hurts. So y'all wouldn't get it. I'm saving everybody's feelings. I'm not finna go out here and just be as toxic as I possibly can be to all these women. But dudes do that though. I'm not saying that there's not females who do it. You got some sexy ass females. You got some super studs who be on the same type of timing that my shadow self be on. But it's like, am I going to do that? Why would I do that? That's such a waste of time. Capricorn coming out. I could be making so much money doing other things rather than just running through females because it's like we're just gonna make sex content. That's it. That's it. That's it. Why wouldn't you do anything else? What else am I gonna do something else with a female for? So that's just the context that I have for the reason that I'm not even taking the whole girlfriend thing to the extent that I was taking it to. Because it's like, okay, well, we can have some fun or whatever. But the whole thing was she had a boyfriend. So it's like, I already had my dude that I was with. She had a boyfriend and she wanted to be my girlfriend. And I'm like, hey, we can have some fun. I'm not dependent on you for a family. So I don't mind this situation how it is right now. Like I'm literally vibing. I'm exploring life. So that didn't happen. For one thing, she was kind of feeling away. I wasn't tripping because it's like I didn't want a girlfriend away. So in that context of what she was like looking for. But the thing was, my dude, he like it's just weird mentality. So come to find out, my dude wanted her. And I'm like, okay. So they start hanging out. Me and the girl never even like, we hung out a couple of times, but it was like they had a almost a schedule of when they would hang out without her boyfriend and without me intentionally. And it's just like, you mad that I'm pulling, hold on, is you mad that I pulled her and she would not have talked to you if it weren't for me? And like, is that what's going on? Like I didn't think about it too much at the time. I was literally doing some shadow work the other day, and I'm like, was he really just mad that she wanted me and he wanted her to want him, and she was going for it because it's like vibes, you know? No one really cares. Like, it's vibes. But then I thought about it too. I'm like, did her boyfriend even know that they were hanging out that much? Because I know for a fact that I knew, because he would tell me. Because it's like, that's the whole thing, is honesty. But I don't think either of them were honest about the dynamic that they actually had. Because, like, first of all, she said she didn't want him, she wanted me. So I'm like, okay, y'all are hanging out without me though. So, you know, like, at the end of the day, when it comes to stuff like that too, it's like my main priority. I can't be mad at her. The anger would go towards him, because it's like, what are you doing? Like, why are you going out of your way to make decisions within our relationship? Like, sure, we got this poly thing going on, but you're using it to try to make me jealous. Y'all, I don't have feel like, the way my feelings work, it's not the way that other people's feelings are. Would I be mad that he's spending time with another female? Absolutely not. I'm mad that you lying about shit. Like, why would you lie? Or why would you try to manipulate a situation and try to make me feel away? Like, you're trying to make me feel away, and that's the reason I feel away, not the thing you're doing to try to make me feel away. Like, so, and again, with the performative internet people, like, that whole thing of people waking up because they saw content creators online. No, I've been spiritual my whole life, but it was like, during that time period, I wasn't posting about nothing, but I was buying crystals, using sage. We was all smoking together, and we was doing tarot readings for each other, learning about Egyptology, listening to binaural beats. We were all on that sort of vibe. That was the vibe we had. That was years ago, before I ever posted a video about anything spiritual. At least in the context, before I had this channel, rather, like, being clear about that. So it's like, we was all in that type of time. At the end of the day, how honest is everyone being? How truthful is everyone being within the dynamic? I'm an open book. I have no reason to lie. What's the point of lying when you're trying to build something? But that's the thing. Not everybody's trying to build something. I feel like even if you're just having fun, you should be honest. But people, it's mental illness. Because why go out of your way to be part of something that you know someone else is either uncomfortable with or would make someone else uncomfortable? So that whole situation happened. And then I sat back and I was like, I don't even think anyone was fully honest about anything that was going on. Because the way everything ended was absolutely insane and terrible. Somehow my friends got involved in the situation. People started talking to my friends about it, and I lost friends. I'm like, y'all ain't even had nothing to do with, like, my life situation. Then y'all tried to make an issue. People were saying I was in that relationship with that person for clout. Y'all don't even know who I'm talking about. That's how much of an irrelevant ass nigga that man is. Like, you wouldn't be able to guess who it is, because it's just like, who's she talking about? Exactly. Saying I was with him for clout. That makes no sense. And folks ganging up on me, bullying me, and all type of stuff. I'm just like, dude, first of all, this was all y'all's idea. This wasn't even my idea. I was just down for the ride, because it's like fun. I'm living life. I don't have an issue with anything going on. Why create a scenario just then to make a problem later? It's weird. People are weird. I was really, really young at the time, though, right? And everybody else was really, really young too. So for me, my perception is everybody's just being immature, and it's fine. People grow, people learn. No. Then seeing all this stuff going on with people in this online space, these people who are up there in age, older than me, and then they're doing the stuff that they're doing. I'm like, so everybody just toxic and they don't know how to keep their toxic down. I know the ways that I'm toxic, whether with a man or a woman. I wouldn't be with a woman exclusively, but it's like the ways that I'm toxic, it's like I'm not going to hurt our relationship. Like, I'm just a weirdo a little bit. So it's just one of those things where I'm just like, maybe I'll make too many jokes or something. Or like, I don't know. It's just nothing that's going to actually make an individual question the integrity of what I'm producing in the relationship. Like, if the man says, hey, I need this, it's like, okay, cool, I got you. If I say, hey, I need this, and this is the reason for it, I'm being honest and I'm being truthful. I don't have any reason to try to do anything else because it's dumb to me. It's literally stupid to me. People don't care if they have children. People don't care how many children nobody got. It's like, people don't take the concept of bonus babies into consideration, stepchildren. Like, they don't care. People do not care. Once I experienced that, I was like, wow, okay. And people really thought I was capping about being abstinent or celibate for almost 3 years. It's like, no, ain't nobody lying. I'm just done. Like, why would I keep, like, I've been in monogamous situations and polygamous relationships. So it's like, what's the point? Why keep trying if niggas is unhealed? So recognizing you attract who you are, taking the time to be alone, healing in whatever aspect that is, realizing certain things and being like, yeah, okay, I messed up here. They definitely mess up here, but I allow so much to happen and I didn't speak up. I will never not allow myself to speak up again. Like, it's stuff like that. It's like, I'm going to voice my opinion, even if I feel like I'm wrong. Because here's the thing, when it comes to being wrong and versus being right, when you're voicing your opinion or voicing your emotions, if you're expressing your emotions and sharing how you're feeling, it's not about being right or wrong. You're allowing the other person to know what's going on in your psyche so that they're not taken by surprise by anything. Because that's another thing, people will just literally tweak out. Because in that situation, right, that person, we were all like in this friend group and then turned kind of poly situation. That person that was supposed to be my girlfriend was like part of this little intervention thing because people were accusing me. I forgot what they were even accusing me of. It was something that happened. I don't know if they were saying I was lying to my dude or I don't remember because it wasn't true. They were lying. So then they were all ganging up on me being like, you need to act better. You need to treat him and blah, blah, blah. You need to, speak up. And I'm just like, okay, so at the end of the day, you're not telling these people, and I'm not even sure, like I said, the girl, I don't know if she told her boyfriend what they had going on, but at the end of the day, this man back here, not even telling them that he got a whole nother situation going on with another girl outside of them. And I'm like, so you're not going to tell them about her? And then this man gets mad. And it's just like, you can't get mad at me because I'm truthful. How you gonna try to create a situation where you're making it be as if I'm a liar of sorts, but you got this whole other situation going on that you're not telling nobody else about? Now everybody confused because you decided to lie. It makes no sense. It's literal mental illness. So it's like, okay, I attracted crazy shit. I like apologies to myself for allowing those situations to manifest in my life, because why did that happen? But realizing why it happened, I wouldn't be able to publicly say, hey, most of these poly people are fake as shit. Most of these spiritual people are fake as shit. Most people are fake as shit. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it is. Like, I get it. They poison the air and the water and the food. I get that. At the end of the day, someone's health not being all the way up to par, it still doesn't make sense to me on why they would make such irrational decisions. But again, I'm an individual who is very health conscious. So I pay attention to what I put in my body on a regular basis, including what I hear, what I listen to. including who I talk to and why I'm talking to them. I don't have mindless, meaningless conversations just all day, every day with people who gossip about things and people. It's like if I catch some gossiping and it's bullshit and it's not gonna lead anybody to anywhere, I'm literally questioning why are we talking about this person? Why are we doing this? That's why people don't like me. Because I ask too many questions and I get too much clarification because I point out the fact that they're being mindless idiots. And no one wants to be told that they're being a mindless idiot. Am I going to say you're being a mindless idiot? No. But I am going to say, why are you doing that? Or why are you telling me this? And then you have to think about, dang, why am I doing this? This actually is kind of dumb. Because when people are doing things in the moment, they're not even realizing what they're doing all the time. That's the thing about an experience. Because like, oh my God. I don't want to talk about this. I really don't. Because like I said, I like to keep myself private. I'm not trying to just be out there. I'm not trying to expose myself in my current situation, but like I'm gonna say it like this, okay? I'm I'm so nervous because this was not the intention of the video, but I'm letting y'all know this is how much I allow myself to be checked as an individual. Every woman and every spouse needs to allow themselves to be checked when it's something real going on. So okay. I'm in a relationship now. So the whole thing is like learning the dynamics of how my life is changing in accordance to this relationship. Our priorities, what we have, being spiritual people, being individuals who are very business minded and are very asset minded, asset protection, investments. Like we think about, of course, the people, but we think about ourselves and how things are going to function over time versus just, instant gratification, instant pleasure. So, um, ah! Because I got, like, in order for me to fully say what's going on, like, I gotta, like, word things. Okay, so my man, right? He peeps stuff real deep. So, we'll be on a call and y'all know about my son. So like my son will, whether he's interrupting what's going on or he's like, hey mommy, this is that, and then I have to tend to him and then get back to my phone call. And so something happened yesterday and he was like, oh, what happened? What's wrong? And I was like, nothing's wrong. It's just my son is talking about this, that, and he's not making any sense. And it just seems like he's just trying to spend a whole lot of time with me. And then my man was like, hold on, I gotta stop you there because this kind of sounds like what's going on with us. And it's not a bad thing. The thing was, I didn't want to accept what he was talking about because then he gave a couple of examples and scenarios. I was like, dang, you're right. Okay. And if you can't swallow what is the truth, it's like, dang, that's the truth. Okay. And we're able to like joke about things. We're able to get our points across in a very direct way because we don't have any time for anything else. So and then in the same way, I'm able to communicate with him and be like, hey, so this is that. Now dudes are different. Like a lot of times he will acknowledge things and he'll be like, yeah, that's true. And it'll be the end of that. But other times it takes guys like a different type of processing to kind of see what the feminist's talking about. But that's just the difference. It's like if someone's not getting what you're saying instantly, you can't be upset with them because sometimes you're speaking at different vibrations. So it's like you can be having a conversation and totally get the basis of the conversation, but then there's sometimes when things differ, whether it's in the way that it's being perceived or the way that it's being shared, and things get a little wonky. Then time has to happen. Then it's like, oh, I see what you were talking about now. And then we laugh about it because it's like, yeah. And that's on both ends. So it's like if you're not in a situation like that where you can express yourself, for one thing, express your emotions, even if you're wrong, if you're not able to express your emotions, if they're like, because again, my emotions are different. So it's like, if my emotions are really, really, really strong in a situation, I have to say something. If you're not in a situation where you are able to do that without, it's like, ain't nobody screaming at nobody. Like, no one's gonna, like, it's, there's no point in all of that. It's literally just sit down, have a conversation. Or if you can't, like, verbally communicate, like, figure that out. And it's real simple. Not to say that it's easy, but it's like when people have gone through certain life scenarios and situations enough, it's like, yeah, so this is basic human behavior, this is spirituality, this is astrology, and this is in accordance to business. These are the parallels of business. If it's not gonna help us business wise, why are we talking about it? And that's not always making money. Sometimes that's, you know, organization, structure. Is not about the revenue that's exactly hitting the account that day. It's about the back end of when the revenue hits or how the revenue hits. How is it going to be distributed? Like stuff like that. It's like, it's just a different mentality versus who fucking. Of course, niggas gonna be fucking, but it's just like that's obvious. That's what comes with a relationship. What comes with a romantic relationship, or what comes with uh a marriage of sorts, is sex. That's obvious. So the fact that people are always so intrigued by sex is the problem. That shouldn't even be the basis of what anybody's talking about. It's like, yeah, that's gonna come up because obviously folks gotta create children. Yeah. But if that's the only thing somebody could talk about and they can't add value to your life, why are you around them? Why are you around them? Like, if that person can't be there when you can't, if they can't be a double, if they can't be of assistance, if they can't assist spiritually, if they don't know no type of rituals to help y'all with whatever it is that's going on, if they don't have the information and knowledge to be able to do certain things that's going to help y'all accelerate in life, if they don't know anything about family planning or anything like that, why are you with them? That's monogamy or polygamy of any sorts. I told y'all, everything is synchronistic. My son knows I'm doing a live stream right now. He just came in here and told me some information that was not an emergency because I'm talking about my mans. He does this everything. This was the conversation we had yesterday. Everything's always synchronistic. I bring up my man, my son come in the room like, hey, mom, here's a random conversation that has nothing to do with nothing that I don't have to tell you right now. Like, and then if you're a mother, or, men bring children to relationships too sometimes. And that's a whole nother thing. I'm really sick of y'all baby mamas and baby daddies who be shaming poly people. Y'all don't make no fucking sense. Y'all will literally have children with multiple people and be like, oh, I couldn't do poly. You're fucking retarded. You're doing poly right now. Like, that's what it is. Y'all just lying to each other. That's the only difference. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all don't make no sense. Anyway, if you don't pay attention to the way your children behave during a situation, because again, people haven't mastered monogamy. So if they bring children into a monogamous relationship and then it's like discourse with the children and the spouse and stuff like that, and y'all don't squash that shit spiritually, y'all not looking at each other's birth charts, y'all not seeing where there could be potential conflict and setting up whether it's going to be preventative measures or seeing what could possibly be an issue in the future. If you're not doing stuff like that and you're not consciously making sure that your family can work, why are you with these people? And especially, in this community or whatever this is called, in this way of living, why would you call yourself spiritual if you're not even going to the extent of looking at your potential spouse's birth chart? If you're not going to look at it, if you're not going to discuss it, if you're not going to do any of the shit, what are you doing? Oh, right, you're fucking. And you're pretending to build. All that stuff people were talking about. Oh, I'm building with this person. I'm building with that person. You're fucking. You're not building shit. Tell me a successful poly spiritual union. Tell me. And when I say successful, it's not always about the dollar amount, financial dollar amount. I mean, they have a healthy relationship. Their children are healthy. They are successful financially. You know, they're obviously clean. You can tell they're not like, struggling for anything. And then the wives are, I like polygyny. That's my preference versus other ones. But I was going to say the wives aren't arguing, or like the spouses, they're not like arguing to where it's detrimental to someone's health. I done seen so many people break up in real life and online. I looked up to a lot of these people. I'm just like, so you was capping? You was capping? Because that's not cool. There's this one union that they have a literal coaching business for polygamy. So it's like they teach people about the relationship. That's the whole thing too. Is like, yeah, if you're gonna follow somebody, follow Muslims. It's like, I know we're spiritual and we're not religious, but it's like they have that down packed. I don't trust none of these Hebrew Israelite niggas. They don't know what they talking about. I don't trust these spiritual niggas. They don't know what they talking about. I trust the Muslims. They actually get it. They actually get it. If you're looking for some real inspiration, like that's the only space of individuals that I actually trust with that type of setup, because they've been doing this for a long time already. Hebrew Israelites, a lot of them are new to all this and they don't know what they're talking about. A lot of these spiritual new age people are just new and they don't know what they're talking about. Muslim people, yeah. I won't read y'all's comments, but I just had to get that off my chest. I didn't know it was on my chest until the other day. I was like, I do need to make more poly content, because I'm not finna tell y'all about relationship advice. Like, this is not even relationship advice. What I'm saying is, make sure you have yourself together. What are you looking for in a relationship? What have you done for yourself before preparing for a relationship? Are you putting stipulations in front of your potential spouse and letting them know, hey, I've gone through this. This is the mistake that I know for a fact I'm not making anymore in any of my relationships. So if we're going to be serious, we have to meet these standards. Be firm. Do not be loose. I was too loose. I would the amount of loose, no pun intended, the amount of loose that I was in my past. I'm like, yeah, that was my fault. I allowed too much shit to happen. That's on me. And I can't do that anymore. So it's just a lesson of making sure you have boundaries, making sure that you know what you want for yourself, always focusing on what you want for yourself, and then paralleling that with what's going on in the union. Because you're dealing with other people's energy, you're dealing with other people's emotions, you're dealing with other people's children, potentially. And that's very sensitive, that's very sacred. And if we're not treating families as sacred as they are, nobody needs to have a family. Don't have a family if you're not going to treat it as sacred as it is. That's what a bloodline is. That's what a legacy is. That's what a generation is. I'm a generational curse breaker. You got 5 baby parents. You either got 5 baby mamas or 5 baby daddies. Shut the hell up. You didn't break shit other than your coochie or your dick muscle. Like, stop. Stop. That don't make no sense. Not 5 ex-spouses. You married them and then left. Y'all actually did build something and then left. But no, you just created children. No. No. Like, that don't make no type of sense to me. We're Scorpio season, actually, right? That's what it was. I was like, this hadn't been on my mind in a long time. Why is this on my mind? It's Scorpio season. Y'all don't get caught up in this cuffing season now. I done made a video about cuffing season, okay? It wasn't on this channel. I don't know if I made a spiritual video. I made a regular vlog video about it some years ago on my other channel. Don't get caught up in this cuffing season thinking you love somebody and it's really just... Get out of your sacral chakra. Use the crown, use the third eye, and use that throat chakra for the right reasons. Don't be nasty. Y'all folks be nasty. Folks be nasty. And this is all like, if you're polyamorous, just be honest. Nigga, I'm not finna sit up here and be like, I wasn't fucking at a period of time. Like, yeah, I was out here. I was fucking at a period of time. But it's literally like, I hit my limit. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this no more. And that was it. I don't know why that's hard for people to like. People be thinking I'm lying when I say that. It's like, yeah, I don't do that shit no more. And it's like, some people will try to convince you to do otherwise. And it's like, so you want me to be a hoe? Like, what is that about? People are so weird. But if you're polyamorous, just be honest and do what you need to do, and make sure you're being transparent with the people that you're being intimate with in whatever context that is. If you are in a committed relationship, you're not supposed to have your eyes on nobody else. Duh. Unless you are in the position of adding to the union, you're not supposed to have your eyes on nobody else. And this is what this man, I talk to him about this all the time because I have nothing to hide. I literally have nothing to hide. I tell him, I'll be like, ever since you came into my life, like, men have been approaching me. I've been able to go out in public and nobody talked to me. But now men are approaching me. Like, what are you doing to me, sir? And we talk about this. I don't have anything to hide. I just like, this is the conversation I'm having with my men. This is the transparency. Because, like, if another man try to do some shit, I'm going to tell him. I'll be sending, like, if any of y'all be flirting with me in my DMs, I send him screenshots. Like, that's what like. I ain't got no reason to hide nothing. I just don't. Some of y'all be in my comment sections, I'll send him screenshots of my comment section. The amount of fucks I don't give, because that's my dude. That's my man's. Like, that's the thing. It's like people always want to be like, oh, I need to have something on the side. That's retarded. If you want to have something on the side, do that then. You're polyamorous. That's okay. Don't lie to the other person and they find some shit out and then it's fucked up. That doesn't make any sense. That's the part that I be talking about, because folks want to say that they're in these committed relationships and then they just cap it. That's the part that's weird to me. It's like people even don't know how to like leave relationships. How do you cheat because you want to leave a relationship? Just leave the relationship and then go get your dick or your pussy. Like, it's so weird. It's so weird. Like, why would you lie and then put yourself in a situation like that? That doesn't make it, like, I'm not gonna go too deep into like my situations, but it's like my man, he knows what I am dealing with legally. Like, I told him all the stuff that like my close supporters know about, and whether I posted it privately or like I'll have conversations with y'all, he knows about all the things I'm dealing with, and he's working with me through all of it. He knows. So I'm like, yeah, the way that other people be doing relationships don't make no sense. Because do you want the relationship or not? Like, there was no reason. Again, it's like, I can't excuse the youth of that time period. I don't ever condone lying, but it's like when people are young, they kind of, I was in my early 20s before. I was a teenager before, so it's like, people lie. But in a scenario like, we have a situation going on and I know what's going on in the situation, but the other man doesn't know what's going on in the situation, that's fucked up. And he was a Scorpio too, now that I think about it. Oh, I swear, like I told y'all, they be watching my channel. This man probably like, I don't know if they're still together or not. I don't keep up with them, but they keep up with me. But they might be watching this like, dang, so you was going to lunch with him? Like, Yeah, they was doing that. Lunch, going to lunch together. I don't know to the extent of what else they were doing, but they were going to lunch together on a regular basis. So at that time, I was like, I didn't have no issue with it. But it's like thinking about things over time, I was like, that was a very, very dishonest situation. It's like, even giving the benefit of the doubt, even if he knew, right? I don't think he was okay with that. I actually don't even think he was okay with it. Because it's like, let me and him hang out, right? Both of those people would have flipped their lid. Because that was kind of what happened and why the explosion happened within the dynamic anyway. I was being accused of something. And even though I was being honest, because there was so much dishonest energy within the dynamic, it all got projected onto me. Even though I was being straight up, I was like, this is what I said. Here, look at my phone, read my text messages. But y'all the ones being dishonest, so you're not going to trust me if you don't trust yourself. Ooh, I'm gonna say that again. You're not going to trust me if you don't trust yourself. Sometimes I'm a reflection of people's deepest insecurities. So I didn't know that at the time. I was just getting into my deep aspect of spirituality during that time period. But yeah, I'm gonna read y'all's comments now though, because I'm done. It's like this type of stuff, bruh. Like, I'm young, but like we too grown for that. We just too grown. Like these a lot of these older men be trying to get me into these situations too. Like, so many older poly men will try to be like, oh yeah, we have you. That's why I be making jokes. Like, one of my shorts and my Instagram reels that went viral when I was talking about poly dudes and relationships, talk about they want another wife. I'm like, now you both are significantly older than me, and I can tell that you don't have your shit together, and you want me to join that. Okay. Okay. Y'all done commented so much. Okay. Free Thinker said, okay, cool. Idle mode activated. LOL. I agree with that. Yeah, I don't even have much experience in relationships. However, I feel I've matured enough to a degree, and I'm 30. LOL. But see, I haven't been looking. The pool is kind of small for my interests. I think people. Oh, thruple equals all three of y'all. Birdman's voice. I'm done. I also want to add, I think, honestly, is the problem. If you just want sex, say that. If you want poly, say that. Don't be lying. It's that simple, really. People be lying. And I prefer one woman, even while understanding poly can benefit the bloodline if you choose to grow that bloodline. Nika said, Ellie always dropping wisdom on this. Much gratitude, Nika, for, hold on, were you, okay, I did it. But yeah, got to. Like, that's what this platform is for. Like, my more fun stuff is on my other channel if y'all want to subscribe to it. And then my Instagram is more fun, but like, this channel is really, this is a story time, but it's a learning moment. Like, this is a learning experience. I was the weak ass bitch in the situation. That's what happened to me. I was a weak ass bitch and I allowed too much to happen. Freethinker said, I would really like to see a woman who's not bi but in poly, and they better not be secret bi. Pop those bubble clouds, Ellie. I see them popping up. What bubble cloud? I don't know what was going on then. Hold on. Yeah, that's another thing. Females be like bisexual, and I'll be like, yes, I don't have an issue with bisexuals, but it's just like, bruh, the bisexual girlies be trying to get me, bruh. I'd be like, no. Again, Muslims. Look at the Muslims. Epic Realist TV said, LOL. Nika said, it's like you said, though. You just being authentic, and not many people can do that for real. Thinker said, see, lion told you. The problem is people don't be upfront. Everybody approaches with a mask on. Most do. Epic Realist TV said, oh, that sounds fun. Oh my gosh, what point are you talking about? Are you being nasty? Free Thinker says, see, LOL, you addressing everything I've typed without you even reading the chat. I'm too real. It's all about intentions. I'm telling you, that's why I just have to be in flow. Because it's like, I know what I'm finna say, and so many people will be able to relate to it. Because people are just tired of the bullshit. Like, I don't think, relationships shouldn't have bullshit. The only bullshit we should have to deal with is the things that we can't control. You can control your relationship. You can control what you do in a relationship. Can you control, like, say, you and your spouse run a business, and then something weird happens with somebody you're supposed to be doing a deal with in the business. Y'all can't do nothing about that. That's not in your control. Even though that's a business relationship of some sort, that was not in your control. But the person you made vows to, you are in control of your actions with that individual. Epic Really TV said, I understand. I don't want to date a woman alone either. I prefer to have both dynamics. Man, I'm trying to follow what you're saying in these comments, bruh. It's almost sounding like you on the freaky stuff, but I'm gonna keep my comments to myself. Uh, it's just based off what I'm seeing without the context of the part I was at. Free Thinker said, freestyle idea, Ellie. Trying to be conscious for Cloud remix. Bro, all the song ideas, man. No, I was literally on the phone with my man, and I told him that. I was like, yo, these people done created online personas for money. Like, cause this man was arguing with me on Instagram this one day. I told him about that. It happened a couple of years ago. I was like, this man was arguing with me on Instagram. And then, cause trying to tell me I'm wrong. We were talking about relationships too. Cause I wouldn't even talk about relationships in the live stream. But that topic came up because obviously if we're talking about building, we're talking about family structure. So this man trying to argue with me talking about, are you in a relationship? And that was my very, very single time period. I said, no, I'm single by choice. This man's talking about, see, but you're not in a relationship. I said, I am single by choice. I have my reasons for being single. He trying to make a big point about the fact that I was a single woman. And I'm like, man, you bitch. So we arguing. Then we get off live. This man sent me a DM talking about, oh, I want you to join me on Big O and we could run up a bag. Like, cause arguing for clout, arguing and like being fake as shit on camera for money. I couldn't do it. What in the hell? And there's so many people do it. That's fucking like, it's so dumb to me, bro. Who playing with spirituality like that? But then people be wondering why they life. Nika said no hidden intentions, and it's crazy. It's like that, honestly. Yeah, because even in monogamy, that's the reason why people be tripping with monogamy. It's like, does someone have to be monogamous their whole life? No, they can eventually evolve into poly, but it's like, if you can't do monogamy properly, you can't do poly either. Free Thinker said, etc. They just gotta be the right pick, as I'm sure they will want the same for me. 5D Solar Shift said, peace everyone. Great to finally catch a live. Okay, well, it's good. It's good. Nika said, doing anything to save face, SMH. Epic Realist TV said, truth. 5D Solar Shift said, agreed, 100. We focus on building. That terminology. Free Thinker said, people don't care about building nothing but hormonal structures. LMAO, like Jenga. Shrugs. No, not Jenga. Epic Realist TV said, interesting story. I appreciate that. Like, that's the whole thing. That's your username is ironic too. Epic Realist TV. I be living real life. Like, I be living real life. I don't do nothing for the internet. Only reason I'm doing this is because I know it can be a good learning moment for other people to be able to learn from. If I really wanted clout, I'd be like, oh, and this happened, and then this, and I'm saying niggas' names, and then just bringing random people who aren't even content creators to the internet. Like, I don't have time for that. If they want to be mad, because the last time I did the same thing, I didn't say any names. I just said the story. And one of the lamest characters in the story was commenting. I was like, you was the lame-ass nigga in the story. Why would you comment? But yeah, like, it's a learning moment. That's why I put fail in the title, because it's like, did I do anything wrong? I let too much slide and I should have held my frame. But at that time I was not the, like, I'm a great communicator, but it only can go so well when the other person wants to communicate, and then that's when I get upset. And my version of getting upset is kind of extreme. Free Thinker said people don't take covenant serious anymore. We had a conversation about the word covenant yesterday. It's just wild that you use that term. Your future Rev, Dr. Tierra J. Stephens with waves. Hey, peace goddess. Billy Ray Valentine said very few sapiosexual in the world. I talked about that too. I was like, people be saying they sapiosexual, but I think folks just be capping. They get like aroused and horny off of the discussion of knowledge and information and intellect, but don't actually apply it to their actual lives. And that's the part where it's like you're able to manifest with the information you know, versus just getting an information high and your endorphins going to your sacral chakra. Nika says sex isn't everything. Feeding someone's mind, soul, and spirit is everything. Yeah. Free Thinker said, LOL, that's funny. Um, Dr. Tierra said, your son is so lit. I'd love to meet him. He is something else. I love him. He be living life. Like, I don't know how I got this, but my son be living life. He be doing everything. I be watching my son's life, knowing that I'm, the one facilitating the things. It's like different opportunities will be brought to us. And it's like, hey, do you and your son want to do this? I'll be like, yeah, for sure. He be living. He be living. Epic Realist TV said, exactly. Free Thinker said, yup, it's unorganized, unintentional poly. When Wortman said, hey, Ellie, what's good? When much gratitude for being a trillionaire entity. Like I said, you guys, memberships are available on the channel. Free Thinker said, capping, not building. Epic Realist TV said, can't name one. That's what I thought as well. My grandfather is Muslim and has 4 wives. See, y'all? Because I'm like, every poly relationship that I, saw, not necessarily glorified, but I was inspired by on social media, everybody broke up, especially in 2022. Everybody got their ass away. I'm like, yeah, what happened? What was this? Free Thinkers said, I think there's clones in all these spaces. Hurt people too. Man, the fact that there potentially are like fake people is scary, because I'd be thinking that too. I'm like, what if that wasn't even a real person and that's why they were able to just be that toxic? But then too, individuals who do have hurt emotions do hurt others as well. Nika said, that's just you taking accountability, something not many can do when standing on your boundaries. Yeah, I have no choice. I'm triple cardinal. I'm a Capricorn cusp sun. I'm a Libra moon, and I'm an Aries rising. Like, I'm first for everything. So if I fuck up, everybody gonna know about it. That's the part that I had like issues with. That's why I keep as much as I can private, but other people make my shit like very, very public. And certain things, it's like I prefer this not to be public, but then, being in the certain light, I don't really have a choice, which is fine. It's just like I have to make sure I do my shadow work to make sure I'm not triggered. Free Thinker said families, marriage, and companionship is not valued like that anymore. Epic Realist TV said LMAO and win with the laughing emojis. Free Thinker said men just be jealous because it's not them, that's all. And I'm sure women the same way. Epic Realist TV said I do the same with my hubby. LOL. Okay. Free Thinker said all I can say is hope both parties are faithful throughout all in relationships. Throughout in all relationships, yeah. Nika said they just trying to fit in, LOL. When Wortman said MJ with the fire emojis. Yo. Okay. I read all the comments. I appreciate y'all so much. And yeah, great feedback. It was just the way that everything was flowing was awesome. Because like reading back y'all's responses is really, really cool. Epic Really CV said I was referring to showing my hubby my DMs. Oh, yeah. Got to. We be laughing at these niggas. And then you want to know something? The man that I'm with, he didn't hit me on no Grand Rising beautiful goddess. No, this man hit me with $1 million deals immediately. I don't got time for none of y'all. Like, look, Grand Rising beautiful goddess. I just feel like you could be. Shut the fuck up. Damn. Oh my gosh. Leo B-Sun Cat said, unfortunately, love not truly involved. Epic Really CV said, for real, LOL. And I have 5 kids. Okay. Got the tribe going. Big tribe. Cool. Well, yeah. And then that's the thing about love. People don't really know what love is because most people are shown conditional love by their parents. So they think that love is also, it's a conditional situation. And it's like, you need to do what you need. Like, I'm not going to conditionally love my child because I know what that is. I want to love my child regardless. So I'm going to make sure that he's always shown love, even when I have to discipline him. Like yesterday, he got a whole bunch of Halloween candy recently. So yesterday, because he did something he wasn't supposed to do, I said no candy and no gaming tablet the whole day. Did I love him any less? Was I ignoring him and being mean to him and being unreasonable? Absolutely not. I just disciplined him and I took away something he enjoyed. Yes, bro. Yes. I'm just like, there's no reason to conditionally show love for my child. Even when he tried to interrupt just now, am I gonna be like a complete asshole to him because he interrupted my stream? No, because I know what energy is. I know what he's doing. He over here like, wait, we had a whole conversation about it yesterday, so I already know what's going on, and I'm not struggling with my love for him. Does he know not to interrupt me when I'm doing live streams? Yes, he absolutely knows that. At the end of the day, he knows energy, and he had to make himself be known. He had to make himself be aware of what it was I was doing, what I was talking about. That's just one of those things. Epic Realist TV say yes, real parenting. Real parenting. People don't know what parenting is. Like even homeschooling, right? I'm finna get off the stream. But even with homeschooling, it's like people act weird about homeschooling. I don't get what it is, but it's intentional education. It's intentional education. Cater to that child or cater to those children. So it's like, do I disagree with parents who have their children in public school? You gotta do what you gotta do. But if you're in a poly relationship, there ain't no reason for your children to be out of school. If you paying for school or if they go to specialty schools, different conversation. But if you sending your children to school, the only reason you have to send a child to public school is because you can't afford private care for them. You send them to school so they can get an education and so you can go to work. That's what the public school system is. So if you got multiple grown ass people, you cut that out. That person got enough sense to read books and be like, here's 1 + 2 is 3 according to this aspect of math. Then, if y'all spiritual in the way that we're spiritual, it's like, here's a numerology behind it. My son, I don't even take the time out to teach my son every single thing. The way that our dynamic is, he's so intuitive. He just picks up on stuff. So he was like, Mommy, 1 is A, 2 is B, 3 is C. So A + B is C. He's just saying the things. I'm not even having to take the time to teach him every single thing because the way that I set up his education, his way of learning is based on his pace. So he's really, really fast with stuff. He just picks stuff up. They'd have him in all type of little programs at the schools. I'm like, I'm not here for that. He can stay home. I don't need all that. That's fine. So bringing that type of dynamic within a poly relationship is just like, or any other sort of union, whether it's monogamous or poly, in whatever concept that is, it's just what it is. And then people need to have conversations about this stuff before they get into a relationship. It's like, a lot of dudes will lie and be like, oh, I only want you, blah, 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 just to get with a woman. And then later be like, oh, I want to have multiple wives. And it's just like, you don't even have a wife, though. Like, you got this girl you kind of talking to, and y'all ain't built nothing. Y'all just having sex. That's it. And then you talk about adding somebody else to it. No, you're just horny. And you just want to have an open relationship because you're not committed and you're not serious. People can't say that. Like, I know how to say that. I was literally in that situation. I said, I am not taking anything or anybody serious right now. I'm having fun. And then I did my shit. Accidentally kind of had like a thing happen. Me and the other person kind of, it was supposed to just be what it was, and it kind of grew into more. That was unfortunate. But I held my frame, and then I said, no, you can't do this because you're toxic. You gotta hold your frame, you guys. But, man, this stuff here, it's just being grown. It's just being mature. It's being a grown-up. Because then people don't take it as they're setting an example for their children. My son will literally see me talk to my man. Like, he'll have conversations with him sometimes. He doesn't talk to him all the time, but it's like, who are you allowing into your space? Whether in a relationship, a union, or, you know, in whatever sort of dynamic it is, whether it's friendship or, you know, maybe not everybody has their children around their business partners all the time, but you know, even certain family members, if you know a family member is toxic, it's like, you know, why would you spend direct time with them? If they're at a family gathering, okay, but why would you go intentionally spend time with that family member with your children? Or even why go spend time with them? Then you have to take that energy back home with your child. Like, it's stuff like that. Everything is the same thing. The only difference is you choose who your spouse is. You don't choose who your children are. You choose when to have children. Okay. As an adult, we choose when to have children. We do not choose our children. You can even plan the zodiac sign of your child, but you do not choose who your child is. The only individual you choose is your spouse. And even then, like, this situation happened for me so fast, it's like I didn't even choose him. Like, the universe said, y'all are together now. And I got scared. I was like, this is terrifying. And he knows this. Like, I told him this. I'm like, I'm terrified. This is a lot for me. And he's just vibing. I'm like, I don't even know how you're vibing, but okay. But I'm a Capricorn and he's not. It's different. Leo B. Sun Gat said, some men have businesses and really are about building legacy. Yes, some men are. Yeah, you came in kind of late, so you kind of missed all the other stuff I was saying. Epic Realist TV said, they do. We homeschool as well. Nothing better. Yeah. Nika said, LOL. Should have just said that from the beginning instead of wasting someone's time. Leo B. Son Gat said, wow, so are you saying you didn't want to have sex? Okay, I feel like you're one of the weirdos. I'm finna get off live. You can rewatch the stream if you want to. You came in late. I'm not finna have those conversations with you. Everybody else is vibing. Okay. All right. I think that's it. Yeah, that was all I wanted to say. The lessons that everyone needs to know: always be honest. It doesn't matter what type of relationship you're in. Always be honest and don't play with nobody. Like, be real about what it is you're doing. Okay? Like, if certain things aren't going to work for you, it's just not going to work for you, and that's okay. Don't intentionally be in a situation with somebody and do the things that you know that they wouldn't be okay with, or go along with things that you know you wouldn't be okay with. That was my biggest problem, just allowing too much to happen. So yeah. All right, cool, yeah. But I'm gonna go. Shalom, unicorns. I will see you in the next one. Tawada. And that means thank you in Hebrew. Y'all be honest out here. And if you fucking be honest and don't tell nobody you want a relationship when you actually don't. Okay? Stop doing that. Especially you spiritual people. Stop doing it. Stop it. Epic Realist TV says, see ya. All right then. Later, y'all.